I give it all to you.
I welcome to another day on TV. My name is David Elo. This is Trending Issues, where we discuss issues that are making the news across the nation and also on the lives of every family in Nigeria. Today, we want to look at a very sensitive issue, which is the issue of rape. And joining me to discuss this issue is my very good friend, Joshua.
You're
welcome. We also have Doris. And we also have Daniela.
Thank you.
Now, for a while now, about 2 years ago, the issues on ground seems to be on suicide. Then sniper seems to be one of the easiest way for people to cross over to the other side. Suicide. We also heard about a medical doctor who drove all the way down to the bridge, terminal bridge, and just jumped off. And now we seem to be having a lot of issues regarding rape now. First, let's start. Let me just start by asking our guest. Let me start with Joshua. What's your take on what actually is rape?
Well, rape is a relative definition, but that is the own cause, penetration, good enforcement without consent. That's a big definition of rape. Now, looking at it, is penetration of male, what do you call it? Organ, but from the real sense, both male and female experience rape. For that of male cannot be established by law, as long as it involves penetration of sexual organ without the consent of the victim. Now, but that of female and more rampant can be established as a law checklist.
Okay, we'll go deep down into some of the issues as Joshua can pick it up from there. And let me also ask, down we have two female also discussing this issue. I don't know if anybody also have another want to add anything to the issue of rape. Or if you're satisfied with that, then we'll move to.
Okay, I don't think there's any relatively perfect answer for rape, but looking at it universally, I think when there's been a form of force to have sexual activity with another person, but talking about it now, it majorly occur as a result of, okay, let's say, a male most times, females are most times the victim of rape nowadays. Like it's hardly we see male being victim of rape. So I think there's not really a universal definition, but at least it's just like maybe when you have forceful penetration with the opposite sex.
Now, let me also ask those that are sitting there also. We'll go deep down into it because I remember there was a time many years ago when the issue of Mike Tyson came up, where the lady went to see him in the hotel and the lady she was raped. So we go there because going to see a young man in the hotel, what do you expect? But let me also ask this question. Does it mean also that male can be raped?
Yes. Men can be raped in the sense that when it's coming from the aspect of the woman, if someone, at times when we are talking about affection, most times they don't come from both parties.
You are welcome. Welcome to a wonderful and a beautiful day. I hope you've been enjoying our programs. My name is David Elo. I want to introduce some of our books to you, very enriching books, great books. We have over 65 books now published by BHF Foundation, and they are books that will enrich you, they are books that will bless you. And the first one I'm holding in my hand now is Ken Nebel. A wonderful story of two brothers born in the same family. One ended up becoming one of the top lawyers in Nigeria, while the other one ended up becoming one of the most dangerous armed robbers in Nigeria. Two brothers, the same family, but two separate lives. Let's read the story and see how it ends. We also have the power of the spoken word. We have from Israel to Jacob. We have when the dead won't stop sinning. We also have 60 seconds to midnight. We have touching the hem of his garment. We also have created for a purpose. We have the gatekeepers. Wonderful book talking about living. We have the God factor. We also have the stranger in my mind. We also have the dark side of the truth, the pastor's secretary. We also have like a hole in the head. We have many of books. Please pick any of these great books, and you definitely be blessed. You're going to see our website and all our social media handle. You can also follow us there and also get our books on either of the platform, especially the website. I want you to read. There's always a saying that leaders are leaders. Until you read, you cannot lead. Knowledge is powerful. The Bible says even the righteous need knowledge to break through. The fact that you're righteous is not enough. You also need knowledge to be able to break through. So among the 65 of our books and more that are coming, pick up anyone. And I believe that they are going to change your life tremendously, and you will never be the same again. God bless you. This short break, we have been looking at the issue of rape, and we are looking at it from various perspectives, and we are trying to see how we can be able to propose solutions. But first and foremost, we also want to address one of the causes and the issues. Now we're talking about indecent dressing, which seems to play a major role again, and but we want to also look at the issue now of another dimension of rape, which seems to be rampant now. People have said all kinds of things, but I just also want to have the view of the panelists. Fathers now sleeping with their daughters and even impregnating them and even giving them money. We have daughters now that have performed more than 4, 5, 6 abortions for their own father. The one we read in the news about 2 days ago that was amazing is the father even sleeping with the 2 daughters at the same time. Now, is this also caused by incident dressing or by idleness?
Looking at it, I remember that sometimes something like that happened in the Bible. I think, is it Lot? His daughter also did something like that.
Yeah.
But look, if you look at it, well, there are a lot of things that are concerned. One, the closeness of the daughter with the father, and also most of these fathers, they are facing with marital challenges whenever it comes to sex. They will be denying that their wives do a lot of sort of things, well enough for sentiment, and as such as the daughter is closer to the father, she won't know what the father is going on. When the father is hiding as a result of the mother depriving her at the game of conjugal rights, and the daughter, now the first time it happens should be the first way, time to attempt to solve the matter, separating them. Because once it happens first, the daughter will think it's right. There are some wells and some philosophy that will put in the hand of that daughter to continue doing it. But it's not right. Something is there. I'm looking at it, a lot of factors said that even let the mother also think of his conduct to her husband.
Okay. I think I'll add to that. Sorry. According to one of our greatest psychologists, Sigmund Freud, he also defined a term on that one, talking about Oedipus complex, when a male have feelings for the mother, a male child having feelings for the mother, and the female daughter having feelings for the father. That's electoral complex. It says that there's some kind of unseen psychological forces attached to that factor, and at times it can be coming directly from the father to the daughter. So sometimes it's like maybe the father has someone who's actually close to maybe the what's it called? Maybe the grandmother. He actually loves his grandmother. He's so close, and his daughter actually looks like that grandmother. So those feelings will not direct them, and from there will not start developing sexual feelings to the, will not start having the sexual feelings to the daughter. It also happen like that. You said there are some psychological, why some are even genes that you won't just know, like that arousal will just come, like psychological. And but now in these our African settings, there are some that it's diabolical. So the case is just so complex.
Another thing, let me add to that. It's on the lighter note. Someone said that he said, let's ask most of women who is the father of that girl, because you cannot be your blood and still have the sexual feeling towards it. Most of women can answer that question: who is the father of who is the father?
And I think that on that aspect, I would like to think that most of the cases that are happening now, I would like to look at it from the aspect of the social influence. Social influence have led people indulging in so many things. You know, you have a friend that probably has been engaged in doing such things, and you go to clubs, you go to your secret court meetings, and they are talking about it, and they just make you look at it as normal. And you are like, can I do the same to my own family? And you get home, and like, after my friend does it, and I think it's normal. And let me see, I can also live my own. And before you know it, so I think part of this.
Sometimes your own man can just put on your short. It's a free man.
You know?
So that is our own.
From the other side of it, I think there's a social influence that is calling to this.
Okay, we also, somebody mentioned briefly on diabolical influence. I was told the story of a man, I don't want to call it, school that the daughter is attending, the higher institution, the Christian higher institution, foremost Christian higher institution in Nigeria today. The father is living with the daughter, the mother is aware. Each time he gives for example, if he gives the mother 100,000, he gives the girl 400,000. So apparently, unknown to me, I just feel when the woman was talking to me about it, I was just laughing. I said because to me, I think the daughter does not know that she's just being used by the father to make money, and if she's not careful, you discover that she will have issues in future when she gets married. So some of these things can also be diabolical. The purpose is just to make to be able to. For example, there are some things that were taking place many years ago around Do Not, which is around that which area. It was very common in the two states at a particular time, where the issue is not about because he wants to sleep with her. It's just to get the semen, and they use it for money ritual, and the girl will never give birth again. Never. So these things are. Africa is a very diabolical place where they can be able to do all kinds of things. But that takes me again to because a young man, a lady came to see me some time ago. She came with her baby. That baby should not be more than 3 or 4 years, 3 years. And the lady said, I want to mention the church they attend. The lady said the husband, most nights, will wake up from sleep, so pretend, try to check if the wife is sleeping. The wife is not sleeping, but she pretends she's sleeping. Then he will come down from the bed and tiptoe to the children's room and put his finger in the private part of his own daughters. Talking about 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Is this also a psychological thing, or is it just demonic? Because I don't know. Because if you are talking about somebody of age, maybe 15, 16, and the rest, if somebody can say, okay, there's something about her that seems attractive to you. For a baby, I don't understand what would be attractive. Is it also in this sexual?
It's mother. To me, it's mother. Because there's a lot of factors going on within people that we see around us. Some are under cause can be the result. If you say spiritual, diabolic is different from that. Diabolic is part of the spiritual, but spiritually, some of these men are under any cause. Maybe when they are little way, they have done a lot of things, and somebody has placed a cause upon them, and the thing will continue. Not if you ask the guy, You won't have any reason for doing that. Because it is spiritual force that's making him, instead of combine and say, please, I need help. The problem is to come out. Don't shy away. Come out. I need help. For instance, I have a friend, he said when he was a toddler, his mother will go out, his father will go out and live in the house, and the young older women around, they call him in their house, they give him food, give him sweet, they need to play with his manhood. Some will be putting his manhood in that, and he grew up in that kind of environment without his parents' need. He said by the time he's in primary 6, he's already having sex with elderly women. You know, a lot of factors, but the nature is exposing. Any problem you expose, it's ready to die.
So, in this interesting, I'm not talking about Christians now, forget about Christians or no Christians. There are people that such things don't move. And there are those that it moves them. What we are responsible for this action? That there are people, there's someone that says, look, even if you have 20 years later, it irritates me, I'm just working, I'm not interested. Why there are some that anything they see, even a lady child is attractive. So what is the difference between?
If you look at it, temperament, the temperament personality, very, very key. And we are too ignorant of this. It's something that cannot be changed. Whether you are a pastor, you are a bishop, it cannot be changed. It can be controlled. It can be managed by the Holy Spirit. It's your inbuilt. Our temperament is key, part of us. There are some temperament that it sees anything on scared goes for it. Like sanguine. Sanguine is a pure sex emotional. It is weakness. And if you don't know that, that is area you belong to. While some have mixed temperaments, they are choleric, sanguine, they are very strong one. They have strong emotions in themselves. Those one, anything on scared. Even if animal open his ears, they will try it because of the way they are wired. Meanwhile, if you are a melancholic flesh, open up, do everything. It's mental condition, mental condition. You won't think that this is something to me. It won't be moved. So, but unfortunately, we are ignorant of who we are. Discovering who we are, how do we think? What is where do I belong to? What is kind of what is my temperament, my personality? If you know that one, you know what I'm very careful to do, and also when this thing happens, how will I handle it? I think that's one of the reasons why the study of personality should be bringing into schools. Because if you don't know who you are, you will settle for anything that comes.
You don't market what you don't want to sell. If you know you don't want to sell it, you don't market it. There's no point. Because if you want to sell it, then market it. But if you don't want to sell it, don't market it. Because if you don't market it, if you don't want to sell it and you market it, people will steal it. And that's where the issue is. People will definitely steal it. You don't. There's a place in the Bible that says that when somebody steals, for example, it's scriptural and it steals. It's not just fine stealing, but just one. That when a man is hungry and he steals food and he eats and you know that he's hungry, temper justice is mercy. Because another steal and eat and you beat him that will die of hunger. So please, I want to say this to our marriage because it's so. We'll look deep into it. There are some married women that their indecent dressing is even worse than young girls. You're already boss. Yeah. You're not the chef. Yeah. So what are you selling? What are you selling? Because if you know that you are not, what are you really selling? So these are the issues I believe we'll begin to handle as we go to come into the next episode of the same trending issues and preferring solutions. I want as we just begin to round up in a minute or two.
Thank you very much. To our viewer out there, what I would just say is very important that mind what you look at and what you concentrate on. Your mind is controller of your life. Don't say that you are a Superman. There's no Superman, there's no Superwoman. Only you are just have to be mindful of what we concentrate our attention on.
Yeah, I would want to say, let's guide our hearts. Just as the scripture says, out of it flows the issues of life. And if you look at it, that it's out of your heart that flows the issues of life. What aspect of it that you actually imagine it to come out of your heart? Is it things that are pure? Is it things that are holy? Is it things that are honest? Just as the scripture says in Philippians 4:8, whatever thing that is pure, whatever thing that is lovely, whatever thing that are of good report, think of these things, and it will help us as individuals.
Okay, I'll also add this. I always refer back to my our greatest psychologist. We have William James. He says, human beings, by changing the inner attitudes of their mind, we change the outer aspect of their life. You know, when you know the kind of person you are, you know your kind of personality, and you know that, okay, if you actually fix your thoughts on all these things, you are going to actually profile in bad aspect of it. So you actually fix your thoughts, you actually fix your mind on the positive aspect of life, so that your outer life will also change positively. So that's what I'm going to add on that.
Okay, we are concluding this section, but please you also hang on for the next section, because we are going to prepare solution and also a solution from the altar on the pastors, from our female folks, so I can be able to understand that, because most people have this feeling that maybe the pastor is a superman. So if I'm always naked before my pastor, there's no problem about that. But they forget that it's the same blood that flows in the system of every human being that flows the same. So it's first a man before you call God. There's a man of God. There's a man factor before you call God. So as the female goes to the church and the rest, should be able to be careful how they dress before their pastors and the rest, so that they don't add more to this issue of rape and confusion that seems to be everywhere today. We'll look at the issue.